Good morning students. We will read about chapter number 12 today, whose name is visualizing solid shapes. Solid shapes are of two types. First one is polyhedron and the second one is non-polyhedron. What are polyhedron shapes? Are 3D shapes which is made up of only polygon. That means whose faces are made up of polygon. Whose faces are only polygon. Just like in cube, there are 6 faces and all 6 faces are of shape sphere. So that is polyhedron shape. Polyhedron shape. Example of polyhedron is cube and cuboid, prism and pyramid. In cuboid there are again 6 faces and all 6 faces are of rectangular shape. In prism there are 2 base faces whose shape is just like in triangular prism, there are 2 side faces and whose shape is triangle, and the lateral faces are of rectangular shape. And in pyramid, there is a base face whose shape is triangle. In triangular pyramid, there is a base face whose shape is triangle, and the lateral faces are of triangle shape. So we have seen here all the faces are of polygon shape. So these figures are polyhedron. And if we talk about non-polyhedron, a solid shape which has a mix-up of curved surface and flat surface. Just like cylinder, in cylinder there is a flat surface and curved surface also. In cone and sphere. Now, according to these topics, on the basis of these topics, we will talk later about the topics how to find faces, vertices and edges of polyhedron shapes. In a triangular prism, there are 2 side faces whose shape is triangle and the lateral faces are of shape rectangular. And as its name shows, there is a triangle hidden and the number of sides in triangle is 3. So you can take value of at least 3 here. Formula to find faces of a triangular prism is n plus 2, and find the formula to find number of vertices of a triangular prism is 2n, and the number of edges we can find out by the formula 3n. Now what is n? N means triangle, number of sides in triangle. N means the number of sides in triangle, and the formula is n plus 2. So number of faces is 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. And vertices, what about vertices? 2n. 2n means 2 multiply n. And what's the value of n here? 3. How you can say value of n is 3 here? Because in triangle there is a side 3. Number of edges we can find by the formula 3n. 3n means 3 multiply n. What is n here? 3. 3 multiply 3 is equal to 9. So we can take another example, just like pentagonal prism. We have to find number of faces in pentagonal prism. In pentagonal prism there are 2 side bases which is of shape pentagon and the lateral bases are of shape rectangle. In pentagon there are the number of sides 5. So you have to take value of n is 5 here. But to take 5, and the formula to find faces is n plus 2. So 5 plus 2 is equal to 7. Number of vertices 2 multiply n. What is n here? 5. 2 multiply 5 is 10. 3 multiply n. 3 multiply what is n? 5. From where 5 comes? The number of sides in pentagon. 3 5s are 15. Number of edges in a pentagonal prism is 15. Just like the same example, we can find the number of faces, vertices and edges of a pyramid. First one, we take the example of triangular pyramid, and the formula to find faces is n plus 1 and vertices n plus 1 again, and edges 2n. n plus 1, n plus 1. So we can say that faces and vertices of triangular pyramid is same. And what about n? From where n will come? In triangular pyramid there is a word triangle and the number of sides in triangle is 3. So you have to put here 3. 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. number of faces in triangular pyramid is 4. And what about vertices? Again put the value of n here. N is 3. 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. And what about edges? Formula to find edges is 2n. 2n means 2 multiply n. So 2 multiply what is n? N is 3. 2 multiply 3 is equal to 6. Take one more example, that is of hexagonal pyramid. How to find number of faces of hexagonal pyramid? Again put the value of n here and find the number of faces. But how to find n? We are talking about hexagon and the number of sides in hexagon is 6. So here the value of n is 6. 6 plus 1 is equal to 7. That is the number of faces of hexagonal pyramid. Again vertices. Vertices is also n plus 1 and the value of n is 6. 6 plus 1 is equal to 7. Edges is 2n. 2 multiply 6 is equal to 12. Value of n is 6. So with the help of these formulas we can find the number of faces, vertices and edges of prism, any type of prism and any type of pyramid. And what about the faces, vertices and edges of cuboid? And we have done in our previous classes that number of faces in cube is 6, vertices is 8 and edges is 12. As you have sit in your classroom and that is of cuboid shape, you can count even how many faces are there, that is 6. How many corners means vertices are there, that is 8. And how many edges? Edges means where two faces meet. Where two faces meet, that is called edges, and edges is 12. Okay, now it's all about myself, about this chapter.